Thanks for joining us here, Chris Warden.
Andy Jones-Wilkins.
And we are here with our next guest, Jeff Mogavero. Welcome for joining us here at Javelina Jundred.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Excited to be in the desert.
Yeah.
It's warmer here than Montana.
You're from Montana?
Yes.
And you've come here with results at some big mountain races. Run Rabbit a couple times, I Am Tough. UTMB.
Yeah.
You ready to run fast?
I'm so excited. I ran UTMB this year, and it didn't go how I wanted, and I've just been a flat man since then. So I've been embracing the flat life and running on, not hiking uphill. So I'm super excited to see what I can do out there.
How are your lungs adapting to the fact that you're running at about like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 feet lower than you're used to? Are you really enjoying that part of it?
Unfortunately, Montana's actually not that high.
Oh, okay.
So we're only like 3,200 feet, so it feels the same, just hotter.
But where you're racing like with Run Rabbit Run and things like that,
right.
you know, it's
I'm
definitely
looking
different.
forward to not being at altitude.
So, but if I got it right, since UTMB, you've been focusing on just flat and fast.
Yes, very much so. I gave myself time to recover and feel it out and make sure I was good to go on this. I rushed into a race last year and it went poorly, so this is not a redemption run. I feel like there's a lot of UTMB redemption runs that happen.
Yeah.
I hatched this plan in like July. I thought it'd be just an intriguing challenge to go from weeks with 30 to 40,000 feet of climbing to as little climbing as I could find. And it's been so fun, such a departure from the norm for me.
Well, Jeff, one of the fun things about covering this race as we have for the past several years is trying to handicap and predict how runners are going to do. And a lot of times we do that based on prior race results and looking at ultra sign up. I just was doing it for fun again because I know I already did. I've done a lot of homework on this race. But looking at yours, like most runners will give us a little something in their race history that, oh, well, they did this on this course, this on that course. Nothing you've done compares to what you're going to be doing out here. So it's like you are a completely unknown entity in terms of like what to expect from you here this weekend. Like in terms of times, it could be 12:50, it could be 13:45. We don't know what to expect from you. What are you looking to key in? You don't have to give us a specific time, but are you are you chasing that golden ticket? Are you just trying to see what you can do out here? What are you looking for this weekend?
Yeah, I think on a good day I could run pretty darn fast, and so maybe surprise some people. We'll see. I'm definitely not looking at past times as a marker of what's possible. It's more you can go faster than that. So I think the race is going to be super fast this year, even with the heat. Yeah. I think it's still going to be cooking. There's a lot of fast guys out here, and I kind of tune everything out before the race, so I like vaguely know who's in it, but I don't look at people on Strava or Instagram or anything or listen to pre-race anything. So yeah. I'm going to go run really fast, and I'm expecting everyone else to as well. So I think it'll be a fun one.
This is a really great race, and we've been saying the last couple of years, it's the second most competitive 100-miler in North America. I think it has been for the last couple of years, certainly is this year. When I look at the way it looks like it's going to play out with a larger than average group of really fast runners, I think there's not going to be a lot of margin for error. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like in your case, and by the way, in a late October race, people come with all kinds of different burdens on their legs, right? Somebody who this would be their first 100 of the year, or someone like you who's just 6 weeks removed or 8 weeks removed from UTMB. And that, of course, has a factor both positively and negatively. Sounds like you don't even care about that stuff. You're just going to go out and run.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go for it. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I was ready. I made that mistake last year after DNFing UTMB. I was like, I'll rally and do grindstone 3 weeks later. Horrible idea. That is not the case this year. So I'm excited to shoot my shot.
Walk me through. After UTMB, you said it wasn't a bad race, but you said it wasn't quite what you were looking for.
Yeah.
What was your like how much did you have to recover before you sort of set your sights down here on the desert?
This was in the back of my mind even before UTMB.
Okay.
But I wanted to make sure coming out of UTMB, I took a week fully off, although my fiance tells me I didn't take a week fully off. But, it depends when you start counting UTMB as ending. But I took a little
bit. Your fiance out there behind the camera chuckling?
Probably, yes, that's
fair. Okay. We can't sneak by with that kind of stuff.
She's good at holding me honest. And yeah, I felt pretty good and just started running a bit more and did a 20-mile loop from my house, and it felt really lovely. And I was like, all right, let's keep pushing and see how it feels. So quick build, but a couple of weeks at decently high volume, and yeah, now we're here. So excited.
Jeff, one of the key factors of this race is combating the heat and the elements out. I mean, you're totally exposed in the desert. It's going to be in mid to upper 90s. How dialed in and how comfortable are you with your heat mitigation strategies to this point? Have you gotten an opportunity to kind of wrap your head around what you're going to be encountering in these elements? Because this is not very similar to what your most recent races have been.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the sauna and hot tub and feel really good about that. And I've paced Western States the past 3 years and have seen it when it's hot.
Yeah.
And have gotten dehydrated while pacing when it's hot. And I did a sweat test in a lab a couple weeks ago and discovered I'm a way saltier sweater than I ever imagined. And I'm thrilled for the first time in my life to hopefully consume enough sodium. So I've been having half as much as I should have for the last decade.
Really?
I'm pretty excited.
You mentioned that you'd paced at Western States. What section have you paced there? Because obviously we have a guy who talks about the race from time to time. So.
My first Western States experience was pacing Adam Peterman from the river to the finish.
Oh, wow.
It's a very skewed first time. And then I've paced the river to the finish with Jeff Colt, and then Forest Hill to the river with him last year as well.
So
And
you
he's
know what
out
it's like
here
to run
pacing
fast
me.
in hot temperatures.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
is a big thing to
that
kind of
answers
like
that.
Yeah,
wrap
I've
my
gotten
head
to
around.
see it on the pointy end, which is nice.
Right on. Jeff, tell us a little bit. With a few minutes we have remaining, who's you've mentioned your fiance. Who's your team out there?
Yeah, so
Support team, pacers, crew, etc.
Madison is the crew chief.
Okay.
She generally always is, and she's a champ, and usually knows what I need far better than I do. And then Jeff Colt is who I've paced twice at States. He's pacing me.
Returning
so
the favor.
I'm used to being the other Jeff. Now he gets to be the other Jeff.
Okay.
And Adam will also be out there pacing his girlfriend, Erin Clark, and crewing for her, but they'll probably do some tag team duties with me as well.
Is Jeff going to do both loops?
I'll just have it for the last one.
Okay, got it.
And
Yeah.
Jeff you have to bring him back by a certain time because he's actually going to be in the studio
Exactly.
tomorrow night.
Yeah, pretty close too. So I really can't blow it out there. Look.
But yeah, so it sounds like you've got your crew and your pacers dialed in. In order for things to go right for you, are there any things that you're kind of wrapping your head around that, like, okay, maybe approaching this race a little bit differently than people do as a whole? Like, what is your mental prep game like right now? I mean, obviously you've run some very difficult, very arduous races up in the mountains, but this is going to be a little bit of a different thing. You're going to be done a lot sooner than normal, and you're going to be facing some different elements. Have you got yourself right in that place where you feel like you need to be?
I feel like I'm in a really good spot, and it feels so much lower pressure because, like UTMB the last 3 years, I've gotten there 4 weeks beforehand, and there's just so much anticipation that goes into it, and dealing with running at the night, and there's just way more variables. And we took a 2-hour flight from Missoula yesterday, and got here, and my crew will be based out of the CTS tent where there's ice and water, and there's so many less logistics. It kind of feels like I'm running a 50K. And I guess I am. It just goes over and over.
Three 50Ks.
That's helped me stay a lot calmer and more relaxed. And I'm just so grateful to be here and run in the desert and have fast people to run with. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, my last kind of geeky question.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about shoes on this course. What are you running in?
I'm running in the On Cloud Boom Strike. So it's
Okay.
their carbon road shoe, which I've been testing out on rough dirt roads and trails, and feel stable enough in it, and have run close to 200 miles in it. And
Yeah,
quite
I mean,
enjoy it.
road shoes. I think it's probably 50-50 road trail shoes out here.
Yeah,
Most years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to have some super foam and carbon and see how that
That's right,
that
that's
goes
right.
out there.
Well, Jeff, best of luck to you here this weekend. Thanks for joining us, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do out here. Like I said, we've seen you race, and we've seen you race at a high level, but I still am just kind of wonder what he's going to do out here. But also, I didn't completely wrap my head around the fact that you've done so much pacing at Western States. You know what it's like to run hot, run fast. So I think we're going to see some big things from you here this weekend. So thanks for joining us.
I'm excited. The best is yet to come.
Have a great day out there, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we will be back with our next interview here in just a few moments on Mountain Outpost at the Javelina 100 presented by Hoka and Aero Viper Running.